No, I haven't changed since yesterday. I'm very fashion forward like that. Welcome to That's Good Broncos, free agency, speculation, spectacle, spectacular sphincter show. I am Brandon Perna, and today I'm talking about offensive free agents the Broncos should pursue when free agency starts on March 9th. I'll focus on the O-line, as that's the obvious area of need, but there are a crazy amount of running backs available, which could be a nice addition to the backfield. That's Good Broncos. That's Good Sports is sponsored by CWHemp.com. Go there, use my promo code That's Good, and you'll get 10% off of your Charlotte's Web hemp oil. I use Charlotte's Web hemp oil every day of my life. I just took some. I take it before I go to bed. It helps me sleep. Get on the internet, type in hemp oil, see what the benefits of the CBDs that it's high in are for you. And I'm gonna keep talking about it until you do the research and see if this is something that could benefit you. Charlotte's Web hemp oil, CWHemp.com. O-line, Denver needs upgrades. Upgrade! Right now, the Broncos don't really have any tackles. However, John Elway said they would talk to Russell Okung to see if they could work something out, but the left tackle will test the market. That leaves Donald Stephenson at right tackle, who I believe will be released before free agency starts. He's set to make $5 million this year, which is more than current Broncos Brandon Marshall, Virgil Green, C.J. Anderson, and Bradley Roby. There's no way they can justify paying one of the worst players at his position that kind of money. The three highest paid offensive linemen on the Broncos right now are Stevenson, Schofield, and Sambrailo. That's like walking into Wall Street and saying, put all of my money in MySpace. Everyone else is buying Snapchat today, but I got a feeling about this MySpace thing. I may diversify with Napster if needed. The Broncos organization has done many things well, but managing the O-line and drafting O-line talent has not been one of them. This free agency period is their chance to rectify that. To make things worse, their star lineman, center Matt Paradis, has had 2 hip surgeries to start this offseason. I know the guy is tough as nails, dipped in Satan's taint sweat, but surgery on both hips is concerning. That's why my first player to discuss is former Jet center Nick Mangold. The last name I wish I had, Brandon Mangold. I could have been anything with that name. Mangold is an experienced veteran who only started 8 games last season due to injury. He is a risk, but if he can play guard, he'd be a great option to have on the line in case Paradis struggles with his hip injuries. A guy like Mangold can probably play right or left guard and serve as center insurance. If the Broncos had Mangold, Garcia, and Paradis, they could cut either Schofield or Sambrailo depending on who they believe is the better guard moving forward, because neither are tackles. Signing Nick may be a reach and doesn't address the biggest need on the line. And to be frank, Denver needs either 2 tackles or a guard and a tackle to make their line serviceable. Let's start with the tackle position, and there are a few guys to consider. Andrew Whitworth, who I discussed in a previous video, Ricky Wagner, and Sebastian Vollmer. The Bengals' Andrew Whitworth is the best tackle on the market. He's old at age 35 and realistically is probably only a 2-year option, but he would immediately solidify the left side of the line. I do think, though, that the best offensive player the Broncos can sign is Ravens right tackle Ricky Wagner. He's only played 4 seasons, has great size, and the most potential to be an elite long-term starter for the Broncos. Baltimore wants him back, and he will not be cheap, but I believe he would be the best investment the team could make. That would still leave a hole at left tackle, which would open the door for a Russell Okung re-signing, but for the right price. A cheaper option at right tackle would be the Patriots' Sebastian Vollmer. He was injured last year, and that is a concern, but he would be a major upgrade at the position and also the most friendly in terms of salary and personality. Plus, he speaks German, which is good if the Broncos ever play in Mexico. Denver is also looking to upgrade the guard position, and there have been reports that they are highly interested in the Packers guard TJ Lang and Cowboys guard Ronald Leary. If I were to bet on which one of those two is more likely to land in the Mile High City, it's Leary. Did you like that dramatic pause? Now, TJ Lang is probably the better player, but he will also command a higher salary due to his skill level and the number of years he's been in the league. Lang will play in his 9th season, and Leary will be heading into his 6th. At this point, a guy like Leary just makes more sense for the Broncos, especially because they really need to sign 2 impact players on the line. Bengals guard Kevin Zeitler is also a free agent. John Elway could kill the Bengals by signing their left tackle in Whitworth and left guard in Zeitler, which would be awesome because nothing brings me more joy than watching Tigers die.
They're great.
But this is an unlikely scenario. Zeitler is only 26, which makes him more desirable than Whitworth. But again, I think Leary is the guard to bring in. An under-the-radar guard to keep your eye on is Lions guard Larry Warford. He is only 25 and is very balanced as both a run and pass blocker. He has great size to fit the power blocking scheme and would probably end up costing about the same amount of money as Leary. The market for guards is much better this offseason in terms of options, but until Denver decides on their 2 starting tackles, all the guards in the world won't fucking help. I didn't mean to get angry there. Briefly, let's look at the options at running back. Adrian Peterson, Jamaal Charles, James Starks, Danny Woodhead, Rashad Jennings, D'Angelo Williams, Darren McFadden, Chris Johnson, Brandon Bolden, LeGarrette Blount, Eddie Lacy, Christine Michael, Latavius Murray, Andre Ellington. And that's about half of the list of the guys available. Denver doesn't really need a running back. CJ Anderson will return from his injury. Booker should be better in his 2nd year. And there are options behind them with Capri Bibbs, Juwan Thompson, and the return of fullback Andy Janovich. The concern is CJ Anderson has had an issue staying healthy. If he gets hurt again, you want a guy you know can come in and carry the load. Booker may be that guy, but that is not certain yet. I'm not sure Denver will sign any running backs because I think they can grab one in the draft, hopefully a McCaffrey. If they do bring someone in, the 3 guys I like, and you may not agree with this, are 1, not Adrian Peterson. If you watch my video about him, then you know how I feel. And I'd like to congratulate all of the people who said I was too hard on Adrian Peterson, but that he wasn't too hard on his 4-year-old son. Anyway, the players I like are Jamaal Charles, Danny Woodhead, and Andre Ellington. I think Charles could be great sharing the workload with CJ Anderson. Woodhead is dangerous as a pass-catching back as long as his knee injury is fully healed, and McCoy obviously likes Woodhead. And then there's Andre Ellington. 2 good seasons, 2 injured seasons, but also a dynamic pass-catching back. All 3 guys are injury-prone, but may be affordable and worth a look. There are other interesting guys on that list. Darren McFadden, D'Angelo Williams, but I can't talk about all of those guys. So, free agency, please, hurry up. Free agency is my favorite off-season football event, and that includes when I get to sew all of the Broncos cheerleaders' uniforms. Just knowing my stitched garments will be rubbing their perfect, sweaty bodies during the regular season keeps me motivated in the off season. Stay healthy, stay happy, and good night. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Subscribe here on YouTube. Please subscribe to me on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitter. We'll talk free agency, we'll talk the draft, we'll talk football, we'll talk chicken fucking nuggets, whatever you want. And cwhemp.com. Go there, use my promo code That's Good, and you get a discount on your Charlotte's Web hemp oil. That's as simple as it gets.